Gary's been watching this for decades now. And let's get his thoughts here from Fox 29, our good friend and former Eagle himself, Garry Cobb. Gary, you got to see these videos, man. People are like, I'm not sure there's too many communities, Gary, that really love their team like they love this Eagle team.
Yeah, it is something special. And, you just joke like regardless of where I go, I'll be walking down out here, hey, I'm going, I could be going in the bathroom. Hey, I mean, they love the Eagles, though. They do love the Eagles. And, with what that, performance they put on, you can't help but get excited about a team playing like that. Now, that probably was their best performance of the season. Now, they've won a lot of games, and they've won games without, playing on that level. But they clearly were ready for this game, and they put on a show, and all the things that they've been working on, and this team has gotten better so much during the season. That's been the remarkable thing about this team. And that's why, they're capable of playing even better, but they're going to be going after that football. They have outstanding offensive line. And you talk about some of those guys playing injured, but they're committed to each other. So that's why, this is a serious team. And of course, having to come in here and beat them is pretty tough. It's pretty tough to do, even though they're not even like they used to be. Because it used to be, especially like when the Cowboys came in, and man, they were ready to jump the bus. You got, okay, all right, you guys cannot go on this bus. Go after, when they see the Cowboys bus coming in, they're ready to attack the bus. They're going to have to get some kind of guards over there for, visiting and everything. But I think the big thing is, you saw Jalen Hurts playing a great game. He plays a great game like that with the running game they have, and with the defense playing like that. We pretty much knew it was going to be a blowout game, and that's what they did. They're capable of playing on that type of level. And like I said, you can't help but get excited about their football team because they've gotten so much better during the season. You just very unusual. The rookies that have stepped up and played with them. I mean, can't say enough about these kids. They've grown up.
Nolan Smith arriving.
I know. I mean, they were for what, like last year. They're starting to kind of wonder.
Yeah.
But the kid has just blossomed, and all the things they saw him have come. The kid can run. The kid runs about like a 4.2. 4.3. You got a guy coming off the corner that fast. There's no quarterback can run away from him. And, you got him playing that way. And there are other guys on the defense. They had Oren Burks was the backup. He comes in there and calls a couple
9 tackles. Nine tackles. Unbelievable.
Just good, solid football and everything. But this is why, you play. You hope, your team will improve like they have, man. The guys playing smart football, where they're supposed to be, and then they're going after the football. I mean, they've been working on it. You go to their practice, you see them working on punching that football out.
Oh, no, the second guy, Gary, you could tell that they've been schooled up to get that ball out of there. I mean, 4 turnovers and you don't turn the ball over and you run for 230, this. You're winning that ball game, and you're probably winning it big.
That's right. And then they're not turning the ball over at all. They really, kind of had, some discussions. Like after the first 4 games, they when they had their week off, they came out, man. They came back. They said, "Look, we got to take care of the football. We are winning the turnover battle," and subsequently they were winning the games. They've lost 1 game in 14 games, something like that. It's been an amazing season, but they want this, man. They know the Chiefs, man. That's not going to be an easy job, but I give them a good shot at winning this whole thing, man.
How about this, Gary? Do you believe that this roster, Angelo thinks this is the best team he's ever seen when it comes, and you and I will probably have to go like this, the best roster, because until you win the Super Bowl, that's the thing, and it's the only thing that validates whether or not you're better than the 17 team. Some would go the 04 team. If you want to go back, the 80 team with Vermeil and them guys that ended up making it to the Super Bowl were upset by the wild card Raiders. The 22 team, obviously. There were some other teams, the gangrene teams. You could probably make a comment in there somewhere. But in your opinion, do you think this is the best roster they've had in the Super Bowl era?
I think it probably is. Yeah, I think it probably is because, in every area, you got the Pro Bowl level players.
Yeah.
Every part of the team, you got Pro Bowl level players. And I think you take your hat off to the way they put together this team. And then, to come in here and then like after that first play, man, you're going like, man, is this Pop Warner football we're watching? Where, you see that in a high school game where you got a kid that's better than everybody, but they pitch the ball to Saquon and he takes off from, you just don't see that kind of thing. But they have that type of ability. If they come out and play the way they're capable, they can jump on on a defense because they're capable with the running game. And really, it was the passing game that showed up yesterday where they were throwing the ball effectively, especially in the red zone and things. When somebody puts a 55 spot up on you in a pro game, in a supposed to be a conference championship game, you put up 55 on somebody. Whew. That's a butt whooping there.
A hot team too, they had beaten the Bucks and they had beaten Detroit in Detroit.
That's right.
They had to go on the road to get this done here. Garry, this defense, I made the comment about gangrene. And Angelo said it'd be hard pressed for me to sit there and say that this defense is better than gangrene because of all the star players that you guys had on that football team. But boy, if they close it out and win the Super Bowl here, they're the number one ranked defense. Now they approach it differently. Buddy was a fist, a mouth with a fist, and you kind of were, in people's faces with that defense. This is a little bit of a bend but don't break type of defense here, a little bit here.
Different. Yeah.
But it's different. But yet here, if they get it done here, you got to make comments here that this coaching staff too. The linebacker coach King, the Clint Hurt in the D line. This might be one of the best coaching staffs that they've had since maybe that Andy Reid staff that had John Harbaugh and Sean McDermott on it, and Steve Spagnuolo. Believe it or not, this is a pretty damn good staff in getting it done.
I agree with you wholeheartedly because, like I was saying, they've made these improvements. You got rookie players coming in, and the Quinyon Mitchell, the player he's developed into, amazing. The kid is a great corner. Already the way he locks people down. He's had a great year, and he's just getting better. And you can say the same thing for the linebackers. They play smart football and like I said, that type of aggressive football where you're forcing turnovers, man. Because if you get turnovers, I tell you, you're going to win in the National Football League. You forcing turnovers like that, you are going to win in the National Football League. And they've gotten better and better throughout the season. And they've been preaching this stuff throughout the season, preaching these guys. And so they're thinking turnovers. They're thinking about being aggressive and playing a smart, aggressive football. And, we're going to find out if it's going to take them where they want to go because ultimately they don't care about it. All of the rest of the stuff is great. They've had success and everything, but they got their eye on that prize. That's what they want. So we'll see if they get it. But the guys still, they're not ready to do going crazy about, beating the Washington Commanders. They want the ring.
Garry, what would a Super Bowl mean to Jalen Hurts if he wins this? This would be his second Super Bowl in 3 years. There's a lot of naysayers. I happen to be one of them, okay? However, the amount of winning, passing game wasn't very good this year. But like you said, when they needed him the most, this is probably his best play. How about this, Garry? This is probably the most significant game he's ever played in and won. The Super Bowl, he lost. So this is probably his most significant game. But what would a Lombardi Award mean to him? if he wins this, and when it comes to people and how they would perceive him, I mean, Nick Foles has a championship ring, but he was a substitute teacher in that whole journey. This guy's the guy, man. He was there from the beginning. He's gone to the playoffs every year. What did it mean to him?
Well, it's going to be definitely it's like he's going to be walking around with a cap on his head, basically saying, "Hey, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because this would be the accomplishment. This is the thing that he's been waiting for all this time. Being able to show everybody that he can make the throws with everything on the line and make all the plays. And, he's going to be running the ball. Now, they were playing some possum. They played some possum on Washington because he's over saying, I'm wearing this knee brace and everything. Yeah. And you saw he was really limping out there real bad, So they pulled one off on Washington. And, he's going to be doing all of that against Kansas City, where he's throwing the ball, he's running the ball, and then you got to worry about Saquon too. So, and because he can run, it ties up people. The guys on the cutback guys, the guys looking for the when he's going to either hand it off or keep it. They got to stay outside. And keeping those guys busy allows Saquon, that's a couple guys he don't have to bother with. And if one guy misses a tackle or whatever, man, he's gone, man. So that puts that kind of pressure on, a defense. And then you still have got these receivers to worry about. That's why, and I don't know why they decided to do all that in this game. In other games, they haven't had that where they're throwing the ball, they're running the ball. They're putting all that pressure on the opposing defense. And that's when they're at their best. Now, they're going to need to do that against Kansas City. He had a great game against Kansas City in the other Super Bowl. So he's capable of doing it. But we're going to see if they can do that against this Kansas City defense, because they got a great defense and they're very aggressive. But that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to see what they're able to do.
Couple last ones here. Gary, that kind of validates the money then, doesn't it, what he did yesterday? It validates the money because he's now in his second Super Bowl in 3 years. And if he wins it, it validates it. Many of those contracts, I mean, it's still yet to be determined. Trevor Lawrence and Kyler Murray and all the money that those guys have made in the past, what do you get for that money, for the money that you're spending?
Yeah, they're not winning anything. You're right.
You're not winning anything.
Those guys aren't winning anything, and that's why I don't really know the answer to all this, and I'm around there. I try to dig into seeing what everything's going on. Guys talk, but the big thing about it is they really have kind of almost after the 1 week off they had after they played their first 4 games. It's like they said, okay, tell you what, we're taking the ball out of your hands, Jalen. We just don't want you to turn the ball over. And if you don't throw the ball, then you can't turn the ball over. I mean, we're gonna throw the ball 20 times a game, and we're gonna run the football. And they did it, and they were winning and everything. But ultimately, against these better teams, especially against Kansas City, they're gonna need to throw the ball and run the ball, and they're gonna need to score when they get in the red zone, and they're gonna need to be aggressive where they're gonna need him to run some, and they're gonna need all of that against Kansas City. So. But amazingly, I think they intentionally kind of shut some things down earlier. There's no other way to say it, because you're saying you guys got some great receivers out there. You're not letting them throw the ball to these guys on a regular. But they won, so how can you argue?
Well, here, what I'm going to say. You tell me if this kind of goes down to what you and I have watched this year. Mm-hmm. It's almost like, because of the win record and what they've won, it's almost like the team has been elevated, but yet Jalen really hasn't elevated his game. Mm-hmm. Because, Gary, 29-03 and 18 touchdowns, that's not a very good season. I don't care how you stretch it. But then you talk about the wins, and it kind of voids that. You know what I mean? Who cares what the numbers are? Who cares what the TD passes are?
Yeah.
It just is like, Honest to God, 2903. That sounds like a guy who's missed 8 games.
I know.
In NFL today. But
I know.
when you look at the record, you're like, come on now, man. You're 17-3 here.
Yeah, it's all about winning. Ultimately, that is what it's about. So it's just been one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
I've ever seen. Gary, he had 92 yards net passing in the first 2 games.
That's right.
I mean, you go back to the 70s.
I know. You're right.
Who were throwing the ball like that. He was pathetic in those games.
Yeah.
And then he turns around and puts that great game on yesterday like that.
Yeah.
And then he comes out and even says this, hey, they kind of took the straitjacket off me. I was like, what's that mean?
Now I tell you, I was in college. It's been a long time since I was in college. That's the way we played in college.
Yeah.
We ran the ball on people. We say we're gonna run the ball on you guys till eventually you're gonna like it. Okay, we're gonna make you like it. We're running the ball down your throat, and then we're gonna beat you up defensively.
Yeah,
and we go in there and you leave out. Hey, we win the game. It's 28-3, 28-10.
Yeah,
and we go home. But that's come on.
So you're telling me they played like 1976 USC football?
Hey. Look at the way they're playing. This is what they were doing.
I know it was. I can't get it either.
You can't believe it going like, I'm not up there clapping about it. I'm going like, but that's the way these guys were playing, and they succeeded. They winning week after week. What can you say? I mean,
I'm with you on that.
But that's the way we played. Like I said, years ago, and it was in college.
Finally, here it is against Andy Reid now. And here we go.
Yeah, I know.
Like vindication, validation kind of thing.
Yeah.
Here a little bit here.
Yeah.
Isn't this the second time now you're going into a football game in a Super Bowl where you have the best roster? Because in 22, you had the better roster. What will be different this time in New Orleans? That was not in that 22 game. Can experience be that much of a factor in this, that they had gone through what they have gone through in that 22 Super Bowl, 23 Super Bowl? And all the things that happened a year ago that could benefit him? Or do you look at Mahomes and Andy Reid? They're going for 3 straight.
Hey.
And they're going for their 4th. Mahomes is only the 3rd quarterback to start 5 Super Bowls. Elway and Brady. And now he's 29 years old.
Yeah.
And he's starting his 5th Super Bowl. Andy Reid, what's your take on that, facing his old team and them facing the 22, what happened in that Super Bowl? Can we take anything from that experience and apply it in 2 weeks?
I think that, we're going to see an outstanding game because both teams, I think, are capable of winning. We know that we're looking at the best team in the NFC against the best team in the AFC. So we got the right teams here playing each other. But I think, the Eagles, Saquon is the best back. The Eagles haven't had a back like him. They haven't. So, and at the same time, I think, AJ and Devontae and them have played longer. And I think it's a matter of the Eagles, taking their game up to the level that they think they can take it up to, And if they're able to do that, I think they can beat the Chiefs, because we've seen the way
they play like that, Gary. They play like that on Sunday. They're going to beat them.
Yeah, if they can play up, they go in there and play like that, because they show that they could beat you all these different ways. They can score different ways, and the defense is capable of forcing turnovers and everything. So we'll see if they can play that style of ball. Go in there and play that. They can beat the Chiefs, and they do that. Boy, they got to get a lot of respect, from people. But you got to go in and do it. But they think they can, talking to the guys afterwards, they say, man, we don't even feel like celebrating that much, man. Because this is not what we wanted. We're not going through all this to win the NFC championship. We don't care about the NFC championship. We want the big one.
That's right.
That's what it's all about. But that's the fun, man. It's gonna be fun, man. We're gonna see what's happening.
I love those videos I got from everybody around town, man. I couldn't believe it. People all hammered yesterday night. I'm like this, the guy that drove the car down there and unfortunately injured some people. I'm like, I hope the cops got to that guy because if you're doing that to Eagle fans, they're going to rip that guy's arms and legs off.
You better believe it. Hey, he better not let them know where he lives at.
You got it. Hey, if that guy, somebody might bail him out to kick his ass.
Hey,
Hey.
I mean, they really, if anything, some of the fans have kind of toned down, man. Because like when I first got here, I had to tell my dad, when I came in, I'm playing for the Cowboys. Come in here, he's gonna wear a cowboy hat. Pops, get that cowboy hat off. What are you doing? I'm going. I can't be coming up there saving you up there. So, but the fans, they're gonna have a lot of fun. They'll be down there acting up down in New Orleans. You better believe they go down there and they're gonna have some fun down in New Orleans. But the boys, we'll see if they get ready to play. Man, it's on right now. This is a special Super Bowl. This because you got the Chiefs trying to win number 3. And the Eagles are saying, no way, buddy. No, y'all going to have a change of plans because it ain't happening here. So we'll see.
I can't wait to see it. Garry, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it.
All right. Hey, have a good one.
You got it. Great Garry Cobb from Fox 29. Make sure you check him out. Great stuff there with him. Xander, I'm going to do a John Morgan here. And then I want to do those supers after that spot that we're going to play here. So don't go away, anybody here. But my friends at Morgan & Morgan are now part of the program. I've been friends with John Morgan for over 25 years. And folks, his law firm is there for you and your family. They are going to make sure that you get the best for your family because that's what John and Morgan & Morgan do. They've been doing this for years now, man, and they make sure that they take care of your family. And Morgan & Morgan is the largest injury law firm in the country with over $20 billion recovered. This is what they're all about, Morgan & Morgan. It's unmatched, their record. And how about this? A guy in PA, or was a client that they had, and he ended up getting $26 million. The initial offer by the insurance company was $650,000. John said, no. Morgan & Morgan and the thousands of attorneys that went in there, they work for your family. In Florida, there was a dude that ended up getting $12 million. Insane, right? The insurance company only wanted to offer $350,000. That's not what Morgan & Morgan does. Look, life is hard. Everybody knows that. But the easiest thing you'll ever do is check out Morgan & Morgan to be your injury attorney firm, because when your family needs it, Morgan & Morgan are going to be there for you. Absolutely. If you're ever injured, check out Morgan & Morgan. The fee is free unless you both win. Okay, so nothing's out on the hook here until you win your case. For more information, go forthepeople.com/big sales or go pound 529. Again, that's for the people, FOR, thepeople.com/big sales or pound 529. Do me a favor. You tell them Big Sales sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Big Sales here, folks. Please do me a favor. Hit that like button. Xander, we got some supers that we missed during, I think, Angelo and maybe even during Garry Cobb. Guys, do me a favor. Give me a total on the likes right now. Xander's going to join us at the top of the hour. So do me a favor, guys. Please hit. You guys have been sensational today. I can't thank you guys enough. When is enough enough? Billions? Biblical. I mean, the root of all evil is not money. It's the worship of money. It becomes delusional addiction. Absolutely, T-Bone. I appreciate you doing it. 514 likes. Guys, we got a shot at 600. Sills, great show. Will it matter that both grass teams will be playing on AstroTurf in the Super Bowl? No, it will not matter. Both teams are outdoor teams. That's the only thing I ever look at, Joseph, when we're talking about turf and such like that. I mean, dome teams, in my opinion, I don't really think they win Super Bowls. There's been very few teams that have gone on to win Super Bowls. Colts, Rams, Saints, a few teams that have gone on to win Super Bowls that are dome teams. I'm a big fan of teams that play outdoors. Any other super chat, Xander, we will hit on them. Here's another one. Backing up my hate for Reid and Dick Reid, 13 seasons, a division title, 1 NFC championship, and 0 Super Bowls. Dick Vermeil, 6 3/4 seasons, 1 division title, 1 NFC championship, 0 Super Bowls. Now compare Doug and Nick, destroy Reid, and the Chiefs stomp their asses, my boy T-Bone. How you doing? So, hey, quite frankly, you're right. The Doug Peterson, Nick Sirianni era has been better. Protect the rock and move the chains. Mahomes isn't going to be out there tackling Barkley. That's for damn sure. I do think Kansas City has a pretty damn good defensive football team, though. Okay, I do. Angelo, who's a better coach, Reid or Sirianni? I probably think he's going to land on Sirianni. I'll ask him for you, okay? Matt D, I made sure, and I'd make sure I will ask him for you. Appreciate that. Here we go. I hate Andy Reid. Vermeil, too. They couldn't get it done. And they quit on us. I'll never forgive them. I want a UFC-style Super Bowl beatdown overachieving Chiefs. How you doing? Says T-Bone. Hey, Angelo, no shame in being wrong unless you don't admit it. You're a stand-up guy, and you do admit. Greatest radio personality in sports history. Go Birds. I happen to agree with that 1,000%. That's why we get only the greatest on here for you guys. I experienced a celebration at Cottman in Frankfurt last night for the first time. I probably am all over the internet today. Hey, Q, I saw all of that down there on Frankfurt, man, and all those people down there doing that shit, man. I thought it was dope. I absolutely did. I thought it was great, man. Peyton is more like NBA's Dirk, all-time great. I like that comparison. I do. I like that, man. You guys, Xander, Jacob says, giving away Super Bowl tickets. I don't know about tickets, but I know merch is around. I just know that. Okay? Look at Josh. Hey, look at this, Josh. Yeah, you're right, Josh. Angelo was a hack for 44 years on your airwaves. Don't you like that? I like that. Blow the whistle theme also plays into Chiefs winning against us by a whistle penalty. And we're dancing on them fools this time. How you doing? Dude, I'm not a referee guy, but I'm not going to lie to you, man. Holy shit. I'm not going to lie to you. Dude, Josh Allen got that first down. And Patrick Mahomes swears. He swears. Okay? He swears that they don't get the breaks. I don't know about that. Hit the like button, guys. We want to get to 600 likes by the end of the program. If you want a championship show, okay, we're lined up this week with some of the biggest names the next 2 weeks in sports. Because this is a great, I even put a collared shirt on like this today. This is a big deal. Okay? Hit that like button, man. Let's get to 600 here. Hey, don't forget our great friends at BetUS. BetUS has teamed up with our friends there with JAKIB Sports, and we are giving you the YouTube 150. Now, the YouTube 150 also has this with signing bonuses up to 2K. Your second and third are 125. And if you're into crypto, that's 200%. Go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. Fastest payouts in the business. 24/7 personalized service, 365 days a year. Live wagering on all major games. Go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. Make sure you do me the favor, folks. Log on to the website during this time. This is one of our business partners here. betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. Do me a favor. Tell them Big Sil sent you.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.